নমস্কাৰ ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতাৰ দ্বিতীয়টি পাৰ্টৰ ভিডিঅ'লৈ আপোনালোক সকলোকে স্বাগতম জনাইছোঁ। আজি আমি ডিছকাশ্যন কৰিবলৈ ওলাইছোঁ ফিচাৰ্ছ অফ দ্য ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতা। ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতাৰ প্ৰথমটি ভিডিঅ'ত মই ইন্ট্ৰডাকশ্যন টু দ্য ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতা ডিছকাশ্যন কৰিছোঁ আৰু আপোনালোকে যদি ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতাৰ প্ৰথমটি ভিডিঅ' চাব বিচাৰে মই মোৰ কমেণ্টত লিংকটো প্ৰভাইড কৰিম। প্ৰথমতে আহিছোঁ whether ভাৰতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতা is the substantive law or a procedural law. Okay, now first of all আমি জানিব লাগিব what is the meaning of the substantive law. Substantive laws are the essential laws that govern any particular field and declare the rules and lay down the principle. The Indian Penal Code, which lays down different types of crimes and defines their respective punishment, is one of the example of substantive law in India. Now, what is the meaning of the substantive law? See, substantive law basically defines the rights, liability of the individual. Okay, এজন ব্যক্তিৰ কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ তেওঁৰ ৰাইটছ আছে, কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ লাইবিলিটিছ আছে, এই সকলোবোৰ ডিফাইন কৰা হয় সাবষ্টেন্টিটিভ লৰ দ্বাৰা আৰু ইন কেছ অফ দ্য ভায়োলেশ্যন অফ such rights and liabilities it also provide the punishment. For example, IPC. IPC is a substantive law. Why? IPC has defined various terms like theft, robbery, criminal intimidations. These all terms have been defined by IPC. And IPC also provide the punishment for such kind of the offences. Like if a person is committing theft, he will be punished according to the provision of IPC. Same goes with the BNS as well. BNS test also defines such kind of the terms, and section 2 of BNS directly provides for the general explanation. Under general explanation, we have total 39 definition where various terms like child, then life, death, this all terms has been defined under the BNS. Okay, that's why IPC, BNS, all these are the substantive law. Now, what is the meaning of the procedural law? Procedural laws are the set of procedure to be followed for making, administering, and enforcing substantive laws. For example, Code of Criminal Procedure defines the procedure to be followed in the criminal proceeding in India. For example, CRPC. Now, see, CRPC and right now CRPC has been replaced by BNS test অর্থাৎ ভারতীয় নাগরিক সুরক্ষা সংহিতা। ভারতীয় নাগরিক সুরক্ষা সংহিতাত কোনো ধৰণৰ পানিশমেন্ট মেনশন কৰা নাই, ঠিক আছে। BNSS has not provided any kind of the punishment, but BNSS ত কি provide কৰা আছে? Procedure of the court. Okay, procedure of the court has been mentioned under the BNSS. Suppose a person has committed theft. Okay, এজন মানুহে চুৰি কাৰ্য কৰিছে, কৰাৰ পিছত immediately suppose যাৰ ঘৰত চুৰি হৈছে, that person will go to the police station and register an FIR. Okay, FIR এখন তেখেতে registered কৰিব। এতিয়া FIR খন registered কৰাৰ কাৰণে procedure কি হয়? Okay, and once the FIR has been registered, then how the police officer is going to investigate the matter, and after the investigation, suppose it has been found that A has committed theft, then how A can be arrested? A কেনেকৈ arrest কৰিব? Now, after the arrest, A কেনেকুৱাকৈ courtত produce কৰিব লাগিব? After the arrest, that person must be produced before the magistrate within 24 hours. সকলোবোৰ procedure ক'ত mention আছে? BNSS ত mention কৰা আছে. Okay, and even after the production of A as the accused persons before the magistrate, after that as well, কোৰ্টত মেজিষ্ট্ৰেটৰ কেনেকুৱা প্ৰচিডিউৰ হ'ব, কেনেকুৱাকৈ এভিডেন্সবোৰ লোৱা হ'ব, what are the procedure of the trial before the court of session, everything has been mentioned under the BNS. অৰ্থাৎ BNSS যেহেতু procedure relating to the court has been mentioned, that's why BNSS is a procedural law. Now, next, one of the important features of the BNS is that BNS is the Lex Fori and it is not a Lex Loci. Okay, now what is the meaning of Lex Fori? Lex Fori principles provides that the court of a particular jurisdiction applies its own laws to a case before it. This means that the court applies the procedural and substantive law of its own jurisdiction rather than the laws of another jurisdiction in deciding the case. Now, in simple language, Lex Fori means the law of the country in which the action is brought, okay? In which the action is brought, whereas Lex Loci means the law of the nations where the offense has been committed, okay? That means to what? I'm just giving you one example. For example, A is a citizen of India, okay? এজন ভাৰতীয় নাগৰিক হয় A. A has committed an offense like committing a murder in Canada. Suppose A has committed a murder of another Indian citizen in Canada. Later on, A has come back to India and A has been arrested by the Indian police and he has been produced before a Indian court. Okay, Indian criminal court or সন্মুখত A produce কৰা হৈছে. Now, even though A has committed the offense in Canada, but still the criminal case has been filed before the Indian court, ইয়াতে Indian court or law applicable hobo. You are getting my point? That means Lex Fori means jot action to ami anisu where the action has been brought before the court, he court or he ami rules and regulation follow korim, jot offense to commit korise, tar rules and regulation ami follow nokoru. That is the simple definition of Lex Fori. Now, what about the Lex Loci? See, Lex Loci means nothing but the law of the place, okay? Basically, property laws are the Lex Loci, okay? Most of the property laws are Lex Loci hoy. One of the best example is suppose amar West Bengal plus Assamot Daya Bhaga rule applicable hoy and rest of India amar Mitaksara rule applicable hoy. Now suppose there is A and B, A aru B er majot property kiba eta dispute arise to ase, okay? Now A and B filed a case in Guwahati তেওঁলোকে এটা কেস ফাইল কৰিলে, বাট যিটো প্ৰপাৰ্টি আছে সেইটো কিন্তু আপোনাৰ বিহাৰত আছে, okay? হিটো property কিন্তু বিহাৰত আছে. So in this scenario, Guwahati court কোনটো rule applicable কৰিব? Even though Guwahati আমাৰ অসমৰ আন্ডাৰত আছে আৰু অসমৰ property দয়া ভাগা ruleৰ মতেদিহে আমি ইয়াৰ partition কৰিব লাগে in Hindu law, according to the Hindu law. But since the property situated in Bihar, even though the action has been brought before the Guwahatian court, still we have to follow the Mitaksara rule and not the Dayabhaga rule, okay? This is the Lex Loci. Now, these are the so easy features of the BNS. New offenses have been added to the BNS, okay? There are some of the new offenses which has been added to the BNS. For example, snatching, okay? Agote snatching nasile IPC ৰ আন্ডাৰত, এতিয়া snatching add কৰা হৈছে. আগতে theft, extortion, তাৰপিছত robbery আছিলে. এতিয়া theftor পিছতে snatching আছে আৰু তাৰ পিছত extortion and robbery আছে. Now, we have also terrorist act also have been added as the new offenses under the BNS. Then, few offenses are not the part of the BNS, such as adultery, sedition. Since the adultery has been declared as the violative of Article 14, equality before law, and it was gender discrimination kori asile, that's why adultery has been removed as the offenses under the BNS. And sedition আন এটা নেম দিয়া হৈছে, আমি যেতিয়া ডিসকাশন কৰিম সেকশন 149 to section 157, তাত আমি ডিসকাশন কৰিম ডেফিনিশন অফ সেডিশনস আৰু সেডিশনক বিএনএছত যিটো নতুন নাম দিয়া হৈছে সেইবোৰ আমি ডিসকাশন কৰিম। আৰু ইয়াৰ পিছতে sexual intercourse against the order of the nature, this has been removed. That means section 377, it has been removed. Then attempt to commit the suicide, agote attempt to commit the suicide also punishable asile, aro etu question ahisile je এনেকুৱা কোনটো offenses হয় যাক attempt কৰিলে punishment দিয়া হয় কিন্তু যদি success হৈ যায় তেতিয়াহ'লে কিন্তু punishment দিয়া নহয়। The answer was suicide. Why? কাৰণ suicide যদি তেওঁ successful হৈ গৈছে, that means তেওঁ already dead হৈ গৈছে আৰু dead personক আৰু punishment দিব নোৱাৰি। So once it has been accomplished suicide, then it cannot be punished, but attempt কৰিলে punishment provide কৰিব পাৰি, okay? So section 309 attempt to commit the suicide was punishable, but right now attempt to commit the suicide, it has been removed from BNS. Remove কৰা নাই, BNS ত ইয়াক আৰু introduce কৰা হোৱা নাই। And punishment enhanced for 33 offenses under the BNS, যেতিয়া মই IPC আৰু BNS ৰ মাজত কম্পেৰিজন বনাই কিনে এটা ভিডিঅ' বনাম তেতিয়া আমি ইয়াত থৰলি ডিছকাশ্যন কৰিম community service can be imposed as the punishment in 6 PT offenses so community of services as well as the PT offenses this two thing we have to remember and community service I have already mentioned in the BNS part 1 that it was a western concept hoy ami western society bilakno kiat dekhiboloke pau community service then for the first time India BNS ot for the first time introduce kora hoise community service then agote offenses against the women and child bahut different section ot mention kora asile aponaloke section 376 rape hoy আৰু হয়তন কেতিয়াবা কৰবাত 400 ৰ পিছত পাব offenses relating to the women and the child for example again section 509 also talks about the some kind of the offenses against the women ইয়াত BNS ত কি কৰা হৈছে যেটো women and childৰ কাৰণে এটা specific chapter that is chapter 5 specifically deal কৰে offenses relating to the women and the child so yak dhuniyaকৈ categorize kori eta chapter under tiak ona hoise so these are the basic features of the BNS Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita this is all about features of BNS aru ami aji BNS or jikhini basic features hoy tar bikhoye ami discussion korisu aha korisu aponaloke video to bhal pabo aru jodi kiba future ot aponalokor recommendation ase ba jodi kiba improvement koribologia ase tete hole aponaloke comment koribo aru kindly share this video and like this video and subscribe to my channel dhanyobad joy Ahom